Hello and welcome back to Stockton Junction. So today's video is new 3D printer. So I've got the Anycubic Photon 6X. I've also got the wash and cure station there as well, and I'm going to be doing a test print. I've already done a test print before which didn't come out great. As you can see, a bit was trying to tractor, but half of it didn't come through, but that's going to be used still. That'll make up a lovely little scrap item. Also had to go a little push bike, but the supports are far too big, and obviously this is a new learning curve, but I have a new file that I've just had a gap put in. So I'm going to fill the vat with resin and give it a go. It's going to take about 2.5 hours to print off, and obviously I'll show you the results of that and we'll see how it goes. Also, so the wash and cure station is pretty good. This is the curing bit. So you need to use the other bit, you just take this plate off, put this on, which is magnetic as well, it sticks on there. And obviously, so when I finished printing, I wash the bits in there, in that bit, and then I cure them under the lights afterwards. So I thought I'd show you this. Obviously it's new, all new. I've got a big learning curve with learning how to use all the softwares and everything else, so quite a lot to learn. And obviously you will make a few errors to start with until you sort of get the hang of things, but it should be fun. I'll see you soon. So I've just filled the vat with the resin, so I'm going to do the print. This is the print here that I'm doing. It's got quite a few items on it, and hopefully they'll all come out. I've done quite a large selection of different things. I've worked, see, the issue that when I built this is not enough supports. I'd let it do auto support and there was loads that it were missing. I didn't raise it off the ground, so the tyres are in the base. It's all little learning curves and new stuff to do, but we're going to get this started. This stuff does really smell, so I've got the window open. I'm going to go out, shut the door and leave it running. It's going to be some time before it's finished. It actually says 4 hours on there. When I did the slice file it said 2.5. So as you can see though, there's a lot of little different bits and pieces, so hopefully it will come out well, and I will show you later on. So for those of you that have never seen one of these in action, you can see that the plate rises and lowers as it's printing. It's printing actually upside down, but that's the process. It prints onto the plate. So the top, when you look at a model like this, it's actually printing like that. Obviously we'll see, I'll show you that later when it comes off. I did toy with the idea between PLA printers, which are the ones with the plastic spools of PLA stuff, and between this and the resin. The resin printer is a lot more messy. It's a lot of fiddling around, a lot of faffing, cleaning it all out. It's a lot more work, but the prints, obviously, even though this failed, as you can see, look at the detail in that engine block. The detail and smoothness of everything is really good, so that's why I went for one of these. There's a lot of messing about and there is a lot of stuff to learn. Like I said, you've got I mean, if you want to design your own stuff, you need to learn CAD, or basic CAD at the minimum, to design easy things, and then you've got to use splicing software as well. So there's 2 lots of software you need to learn to use properly. So not for the faint of heart, definitely, because there's a lot to go into. So I'll just show you this. I've got the tank in there ready. Obviously we take this off to put it in, but once the resin's finished in there, we will be putting the items into the tank. I might actually have to fill it so that I can drop the plate in and do it from the top, but I'll show you what I mean later. So as it lifts up and down, you can see it's starting to do bits. It's not lifting very high, obviously it's still doing the lower levels at the layers at the moment, but it is getting there. Right, so it's finished printing now. So we're going to take the build plate off. It is going to drip, so I'm just going to hold it over there just for now. But as you can see, things are printed. So wait and see how they turn out after the wash, and how they've come out completely at the end. Right, so I've put the build plate, which you can't see very clearly through that obviously, into the top. I think you see it sat in there in the cradle. So on the wash station we're going to put the time up. Minimum time is 2 minutes, but obviously I want to leave it for a bit longer than that, so I'm going to put it on for 4 minutes and leave it going, and I'll come back to you when it's washed, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here for 4 minutes watching that. So I've taken that off now after it's had its time, and we're going to place the reflective piece on there and the turntable. Just going to take the lid off of here, and really I should be wearing gloves because of the resin, so I'm just going to clean that handle off before I lift that up. Just going to let that drain off for a minute, but it's looking, some of it's looking good. I know I've had a little bit of a mess up with a couple of parts of it, but hoping that obviously this is a test one for my first go, or second go should I say. Next job is to take them off of the build plate using the scraper, which I can't film because I need 2 hands for, so I shall put that there and I shall come back in a minute and we will be putting the bits onto the UV light and curing them. Right, so I've taken off some of the stuff with the build plate. A couple of bits are broken, but the majority are good. So we're going to just change it over to cure. Put it on for a minute and leave that to go. It shouldn't take too long. I was watching a video on this, and they were saying that sometimes you can put it on for 2 minutes, but it's actually can be too long, and it can actually, when they were using the white resin or clear resin, it was actually discolouring it by putting it on for too long. So I'm just going to stick for the lower time for now and test that out. So got the second lot in now, as you can see. I think the tractor, I had to resize that. I think that's a little bit oversized, so I'll have to redo that a bit smaller next time. It's still a nice little model. And some of the other bits that I've made. So, well, not, I haven't made them myself, they're just prints that I've done. So I've got these little transformers. There's that one, but it's come out there by the looks of it. So they're obviously, you've got to take all the supports off. I've got countertops, which will do really nicely in a cafe or something like that. I've got the Roy buffer stop. That's come out really nice. I've got a couple of water butts there. I've got some various line side cabinets and more line side bits. This office printer. Bear in mind, you know, these things are actually tiny. This is not even a centimetre. The detail on it's pretty good. All the little drawers on there for the paper. Line side cabinets. And in there, just finished, I've got 2 line side huts, the tractor, and a really nice tool bench, which I'll get out and show you now. Alright, so the workshop tool bench is really good. That is brilliant. It's got the spanners on it and everything, all the drawers. That's going to look really good in my in my diesel depot. The tractor, as I said, is a little bit oversized. I had to try and sort of like work out a rough size, so I resized it, which I will have another go at and do it slightly smaller next time till I get it to a size that's just right. I mean, it's not too bad, but not bad. The line side hut, these little markings are where the supports were. They'll all come off. It'll be alright. But what I did do is I raised it up and printed it like I have done with this one, and rather than flat. I think next time I'll do it flat and try it again. And there's the other line side hut thing there as well. Trying to find a doorway, so when they're painted up I think they'll look alright. This one, even though it's a bit wobbly, it's a bit wobbly there, sorry, shoddy camera work. The door's really good. It doesn't even fully fit, so which is quite good. It looks more realistic with a gap round it. But what I'll do is I'll sand this flat a little bit. I'll still be able to use that, hide the edging with a bit of greenery and stuff, make it look overgrown. It'll fit perfectly in somewhere in the layout. But yeah, so for second go, I'm quite happy with the results. They're looking good. So lastly, I just wanted to show you a couple of other bits I've done. I've done a boat. It's had some issues there around the windows, so I've got to work on doing the print better for that, maybe some extra supports inside, etc. And something that's come out really well, this ruined cottage. So I put a lot of extra supports on this and it's really printed well. So I'm going to be painting that up at some point. I've got a plan for where that's going on the layout later on. And anyway, that's it for today, for this video. I've got another load of bits going in there now, and I'll see you all soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.